Hello, today we'll be talking about tar slimes. What are they? Why can they bounce so high? And what does water have to do with all of this? First up, tars are a combination of three different slimes. Say a pink slime that ate a rock plort, and a tabby plort would become a tar slime. But why is that? Well, my theory is that plorts are viruses, but not quite really viruses, as in they'll make you sick if you touch them. Viruses, as in the stuff within the plort casing. See, plorts are rock hard, or are they? They do make like a rock hard tinking sound if you walk into them, or drop them, or shoot them out of your backpack. However, well, look at the puddle slime. It eats or drinks only water, and its plorts are solid. And you use the water to get rid of tar infestations. So, what does water have to do with all this? Well, let's look at the puddle plort. It is solid, but the puddle slime only drinks water. So, does that mean there's some kind of a medicated salve that is somehow semi solid in the water? Maybe. And also, well, look at this way. How can water become solid? The puddle plort is literally just water. It can't be ice because the puddle slime is not ice. It is water. It can evaporate if you take it out of water. Much like the slimes I had when I figured that out. But, well, look at the tar. They can really stretch and bounce super high. Heck, I've seen tar slimes bouncing up and snagging slimes 15 feet below them. But why is that? So, maybe it's because slimes are already naturally bouncy and stretchy creatures. The consumption of three different kinds of plorts, well, two different kinds of plorts, really. The consumption of two different kinds of plorts have basically modified this ability to stretch and bounce until the slime that resulted from this modification was so stretchy it could basically stretch like silly putty. I don't have silly putty on hand right now. But why is the slimes going to eat the plorts and willingly become tar slimes? Maybe it's because this is part of their life cycle. The tar's life cycle. See, every slime was probably descended from the saber slime and other slimes that were alive during its time. And that's when the tars evolved. And they passed on their DNA, and eventually every slime has a tiny piece of tar DNA within them. However, when they consume two more plorts, the strands of DNA that are within them, plus the DNA within the plorts, because you do have DNA in your feces, that tar DNA starts to grow and multiply so rapidly it takes over the host. So that means we do have a host and we do have a parasite, which is the tar DNA. And this is basically what causes tar outbreaks. Basically, it's a virus. Not a virus as in a computer virus, a virus as in, well, Ebola or something like that. But it's not like a parasitic kind of thing. It's more like a DNA sudden outburst, I'm gonna say. The DNA starts cloning and replicating itself, and then more tars. And the tars have an infective touch. When they touch something, they instantly stab multiple DNA strands into the host. And that DNA begins to clone itself more and more and more and more and more rapidly. And that creates more tars. And the water has a medicated salve within it. This is what causes puddle plorts. The water's salve is semi-solid, and when shot out from the gun, the vac pack, it is either so high pressure that the Medicaid itself doesn't really have to do much to disintegrate the tar, or the Medicaid itself instantly gets to work on the tar's outer coating and instantly shatters the entire thing. But anyway, that will be it for this episode. See you guys around. Peace out.